I now pronounce you teddy bear and wife. May kiss the bear.
Yasuki Pros. Mark Wahlberg here. Go see Ted 2. God bless you.
Ted was a huge success in the box office. Do you feel an extra pressure for Ted 2 living up to the hype?
Yeah, there's always pressure. The pressure is commercial. Creatively, for me, I feel like we have a better movie. Ted 1 turned out great. I was very happy with it. But this one, the story is a bit more interesting to me. It's a bit more fleshed out, and there's a bit more grist to it.
Have you missed Ted? Have you?
I did.
This going back to the movie?
I did. I tell you, I've done a lot of movies, but I've never done a movie that had that kind of reaction with a relationship. Other than like with me and Will Ferrell, people like seeing us together. People really like seeing me with this teddy bear, or just like seeing the teddy bear and I get to be with him.
In the movie, you have a difficult job to prove that Ted is a real person in a court of law. Did you know any of this before saying yes to the role of Samantha?
No.
No. Is Seth so hard to say no to?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Do you trust him completely?
For the most part, I trust him. I think I wouldn't have signed blindly onto a second installment of a franchise if I didn't, know the director pretty well and trust him. So, yeah, it's definitely that kind of relationship that we have.
Are you looking forward to Ted 3?
I am.
If it ever happens?
Yeah.
I hope it does.
I think it will.
How is working with Seth MacFarlane like?
Well, Seth is a dear friend of mine, so it's like going to set with a really close friend. He provides a really warm, open set that he also gives you the freedom to play around with things. But I'm always super comfortable.
It's not your typical teddy bear. Do you think that racy jokes coming from him are a bit easier to accept?
To digest, yeah. Yeah, I think if something is small and fuzzy and cute and innocuous in appearance, then you can get away with a lot more. I think that holds true for Stewie on Family Guy. I think he gets away with a lot because he looks so inoffensive. And I think it's the same thing with Ted.
Ted 2 is an evolution of characters. Ted is getting married. Your character is getting divorced. Were you excited to see such a progress in the movie?
Yeah, we weren't gonna do a sequel unless we could make it different, and then also make it better than the first. That was the goal, and that was the criteria. I had talked to Seth about that when they pushed, obviously, because the first one was so successful. But I've never done a sequel, and for that particular reason. But yeah, the whole new thing, and you could tell in the first movie that John's marriage was not going to last. Even though they pulled it together, through this tragic thing that happened with Ted, they're still just going off in different directions, and he wasn't going to change, so.
Everybody's doing director's cuts and extended cuts. Is there anything you filmed and was left out of the movie?
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit. There's a whole sequence after the barn scene where they're chased. The owners of the pot field come back and find them.
I think it was shown on the trailer.
Yeah, there's a big chase through the pot field, which actually looks pretty impressive. But it's one of those things that, as cool as it looked, it just didn't advance the story. It didn't really need it. It just kind of made the midpoint of the movie longer, so it had to come out.
We're never gonna see it.
You will see it on the Blu-ray.
What made you say yes to the sequel?
To the sequel?
Yeah.
Why would I say no?
It's a great movie. You obviously had a smaller role in Ted 1, a bigger role in Ted 2.
Yes.
Do you think that the character, Tommy Lynn, has a bigger influence on Ted this time?
Yes,
in his life, I think.
Definitely. I think Ted is trying his best to mature and be a good husband, and they get married in the first scene, so he's taken that step. He's gonna be a parent. So
have John and Ted learned any lesson going from Ted 1 to Ted 2?
Some, but not that many. They still need to figure it out. The fact that you know, Ted watched my marriage crumble and disappear, yet still wants to get married because he wants to hold on to Tammy Lynn. And then as soon as they're married, the honeymoon is over, and now he's trying to find another, basically put on another Band-Aid, which is now to have a baby. He's just kicking the can. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
What's your favorite scene in the movie?
The hospital, maybe. The hospital, and you know, all the stuff with in the courtroom, working with Morgan Freeman was funny in his office. But getting to prank Ted because of what he did to me in the first one was pretty good.
You're an active Instagrammer.
Yeah, I am.
follow your Instagram.
Thanks.
You post pictures of Finn,
Yeah.
your dog.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what happened with Mark Wahlberg and the little prank?
Yeah, he
Cool
just,
thing?
you know, he took Finn to get me back
What did you do?
for some prank. I was just, you know, I was just around, jumping out, scaring him, just being stupid, hiding things in his trailer. I had no business doing that because I didn't know what he was capable of.
What
I'll
happened?
never. He just took my dog, and I didn't know where he was, and I was like screaming and crying and trying to find him, and he didn't realize I'd be so upset, so he was like, "Oh," so he brought my dog back.
I heard that you pranked Amanda Seyfried as well in the with her dog or something. What's your side of the story?
She started it.
Yeah.
I ended it. That
Okay.
was it. So now we're friends. I mean, I welcomed her into the family like, hey, this is great. You're in Boston. You need anything. Brought her food from my restaurant. You know, tried to take care of her. Was nice to her boyfriend. And all of a sudden, she's trying to prank me.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, you don't want to start this game with me.
So you got even.
I went right to the heart.
But she said that eventually the outcome is that Mark Wahlberg's an animal lover.
Yes. Well, talk about an animal lover. My God, we'd get in the car to do a scene. All of a sudden, I hear, I'm like, the dog's in the car. We're in the office. I'm like, the dog's under the desk. I was like, you can't bring your dog. I mean, is this bring your dog to work day every day and being pretty much in the scene or just behind the camera? And it's a very well behaved dog. But I mean, God, I only give the dog. The guy gave the dog one piece of chicken. He jumped right in a stranger's car.
So it wasn't your car.
Yeah, we have 2 cars. Yeah, so I told my buddy, take the dog, put it in the car, and drive away. I was going to keep the dog for a week. I was going to bring it to New York with me, but she was crying so crazy. I was like, oh, God, I got to give this dog back. Bring the dog back.
Free range chicken.
Yeah, roasted chicken.
Talking about the first scenes, how difficult was it, the fight scene in the beginning?
That was my favorite scene to film. It took quite a substantial amount of time to film, but it was so fun. He just kind of we just played with each other, and you know, I was throwing frying pans and toasters and bottles, and I threw a frying pan at one time and I hit the camera, which was not great.
If Ted was a real person, who would you say is best for the role to cast?
If he was a real Seth, obviously.
Except from Seth, obviously. Yeah, except from Seth. How would you imagine Ted as a real person?
Maybe like a Seth Rogen.
Oh.
Maybe. Just based off, I don't know Seth Rogen, but maybe based off the characters that he's played.
We have a new leading lady, Amanda Seyfried.
Yep.
When did you know that Amanda was going to be the right actress for Samantha? Did you know at the time of filming A Million Ways to Die in the West?
Late in the game, I suppose, because during A Million Ways to Die in the West was when we were kind of developing Ted 2. Mm-hmm. So, and it was originally supposed to be a different story, but when we changed the story and came up with this one, then it became clear that we needed a new female lead for Mark. And I had just finished working with Amanda on the Western, and she was so funny and so cool, and just somebody who delivers on screen for you, and also is somebody you just like hanging around with. Like, she's just a great energy on set, and I don't think I ever heard her complain once about anything. She's just great.
Congratulations about The Way We Get By.
Thanks.
You're finally starting off Broadway on stage by a work of Neil LaBute.
Yeah.
How do you feel that you're playing in the latest play for such an important playwright?
I feel really good about it. I feel like it was the hardest decision I've ever made, creatively and personally. And I feel like it really worked out to my advantage.
How do you deal with stage fright?
It's different every day. I don't know. Lavender oil.
You haven't found anything specific?
No, I'm still terrified. I don't. Some days it's easier. Some days I'm not scared. Other days I'm just like waiting for panic to set in. It's definitely interesting. It's an interesting way to live, but it's really fulfilling. But I try different things all the time. Exercising before I go out, breathing, essential oils, not breathing. I don't know.
We had a lot of cameos this time around. Apart from the ones we already seen in your movies, if you were to make a dream team of cameos, who would that be?
Gosh, let's see. Albert Brooks. I don't know, maybe Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the monkey from Bedtime for Bonzo.
I also know that you hate singing, let's say. What made you saying yes to Seth MacFarlane for Ted?
Oh, I like singing. I just don't. I think the only thing I wouldn't want to do is a musical on stage because I don't think my voice is strong enough. Maybe one day. But I don't know. Seth had a really great song that he had written a while ago with Walter Murphy, and why not? I love singing.
I'm definitely picking up the soundtrack.
Good.
Just for
thanks.
that.
I hope I'm on it.
Why wouldn't you be?
Because I heard a cover that Norah Jones did of the song, and I'm just wondering why she covered it.
Well, if everyone sees this, I hope you're on it.
Me too. I should ask him that. Yasso Kipros?
Hi, Cyprus. How are you? Thanks for watching.
Yasso Kipros.
Yasso Kipros, Cyprus.